Shalom, shalom, everybody. It is Monday, July the 6th, 2020. It's the 15th day of the 4th Hebrew month. And if you are new to my channel, my name is Daniel Lee. I live here in beautiful Juneau, Alaska. My mission statement is very clear. I preach and teach the Hebrew Jewish roots of the Christian faith on my website, spiritandtorah.com. I exalt Yahshua, Jesus Christ of Nazareth. He is the only way, truth, and the life. I expose satanic pedophiles to investigative reporting on my YouTube channel. I've been doing this now for almost 2 years. I provide satanic ritual abuse survivors a platform to speak out on. I protect the innocent children by virtue of these other things, and I lead a nightly Zoom room prayer meeting. Every single night, we pray for President Trump, this nation, other subscribers, each other, and we will be happy to pray for you as well. All right, let's get right into the news here. So this first thing I want to report on, really interesting. Defiant Projection said, we focus mainly on daily reporting that paints a picture of current events. But the storm exists on other layers we didn't always get to see. I'm sure Ghislaine Maxwell was in custody back when Epstein went down, and she has already spilled everything. Arrests are coming soon. So this is from a thread tweeted out by a Doug Yankee-stan. He says, why nobody should buy that Ghislaine Maxwell story? How can anyone believe she was living in New Hampshire and all of the U.S. intelligence agencies didn't know she was even there? Does anyone actually believe this? She used GMAX as her new cell phone name. Gee, wonder who that is. She fooled the FBI? LOL. No. You see, she was already a cooperating witness, probably going back months ago. The FBI had her wiretapped as many scared pedophiles and co-conspirators reached out and contacted her through phone, email, and person. You really think the FBI didn't already have her cooperating? They probably lent her the money to buy the New Hampshire ranch, but even if they didn't, they definitely had her whereabouts for at least 6 months. I'm willing to bet that she was already cooperating and was wearing a wire for at least 6 months, if not more. Anyone who contacted her is already implicated while she was undercover. She will cut a deal while under the highest level of security, and the U.S. government is about to indict a multitude of co-conspirators. And I would bet Prince Andrew has been in touch with her, among others, while she was under surveillance. So this is a very interesting theory, and I think has a lot of credibility. It makes sense. So we'll see how that plays out, but I wanted to share that with my viewers. Also, just another reminder, why would Bill Gates fly on Jeffrey Epstein's plane? Bill Gates has his own $40 million private jet. Yeah, just my little reminder there of Bill Gates riding on the airplane of Epstein. I know everyone's been saying, when is Bill Gates going to be taken into custody? When is he going to be arrested? Well, believe you me, he is on this flight log. So we should see indictments opened up on him very soon. But isn't that an interesting question? Yeah. If he has his own $40 million jet, why would he need to ride on Jeffrey Epstein's plane to Pedo Island? All right, this is tweeted out from Wiggly Dale, and it says, if you thought the names on Epstein's flight logs were unbelievable, wait until the world sees the submarine logs from Ghislaine Maxwell's submarine records. Now, this is interesting. This is a quote from, according to the event's host, this person was easily one of the smartest and most fascinating people I've ever met. This is proven, he declared, by the fact that she holds a bachelor's and master's degree from Oxford University, is a private helicopter pilot, a trained EMT paramedic, and a deep worker submarine pilot, in addition to being fluent in 4 languages. The name of this remarkable sounding individual, Ghislaine Maxwell. So these are pictures of these little St. James photos below, taken in 2013, showing the submarine parked along the docks on Pedo Island. So this is very interesting. I talked last year about the Disney cruise lines that Q highlighted, and how there are these little boats that would go from the Disney cruise ships to the Pedo Island as well, and I believe there's a lot of child sex trafficking. But this is definitely interesting, how to transport people who either seek anonymity or who are inconvenient truths. Yeah, you stick them in one of these little submarines. So I did not know. I did not realize that Ghislaine Maxwell was a helicopter pilot and a submarine pilot. Very, very interesting. Tiffany Fitzhenry said this: want proof the world is waking up? This video exposing how Pornhub profits off rape and child sex trafficking has gotten 12 million views on Instagram in just 2 days. This is what an awakening looks like. Yeah, and I actually reported on this a couple of weeks ago, and this is the must-see new video release. Pornhub is complicit in the sex trafficking and rape of women and children. It's time for Pornhub to be shut down and its executives held accountable. Yes, indeed. This goes over the 15-year-old that was trafficked on Pornhub, as well as many other children and women that have been trafficked on this disgusting site. So praise Yah, it's so good to see that's getting so much attention. Now, switching topics to the statues. President Trump tweeted this out this morning. Statue of Fredrick Douglass has been torn down in Rochester. This shows that these anarchists have no bounds. A statue of abolitionist legend Frederick Douglass was torn down overnight over the 4th of July holiday in Rochester, New York. Why? Why would this abolitionist statue be torn down? Again, we're seeing that this whole agenda of tearing down our statues has nothing to do with defending Black people, has nothing to do with trying to restore racial equality. It's about destroying our history and destroying this nation. It's driven not by people who are looking for equality among the races, but driven by communists. And this is very, very evident by Frederick Douglass's statue being torn down. What a shame. What a shame. And then I tweeted this out last night. These people want to lose the election. Senator Tammy Duckworth, this was an Illinois senator, she said, we should listen to the argument for removing George Washington statues. Really? Really? There's an argument for removing George Washington statues? I'm telling you, you put this in a side-by-side comparison to President Trump's brilliant speeches on Friday evening and Saturday evening for his 4th of July rallies in Mount Rushmore and also in D.C. There's no way that President Trump is going to lose in November. He is set for a landslide as long as the Democrats continue along this insane mentality of wanting to tear down our history. Just completely, the Democrats have completely gone off the deep end. That is for sure. Now, switching topics again to COVID-19. This was tweeted out by Max Solvers. He said, I made an appointment at CVS in La Habra, California on June 15th at 9:30 to get tested for COVID-19. I ended up never going to the appointment. Today, I received a letter in the mail with my lab results saying that I tested positive for COVID-19. Wow. Wow. And this isn't just a one-time situation. Here we have another lady. She's CamVTV. She said, my parents' friends went to get tested for coronavirus. They waited in line for 2 hours and then decided to leave without getting tested. Hours later, they got a phone call saying they tested positive. They are lying about coronavirus numbers in Texas. Quite disgusting. So it seems like this is happening all over. Again, the deep state's ploy of trying to inflate these numbers to scare people so that they can push this mail-in voting for this upcoming November, because that's the only way they're going to be able to cheat at this point. Remember, President Trump is going hard in building that wall. He has now over 200 miles of the wall built, and I reported a couple of weeks ago how illegal immigrant crossings are down 97% from last year. That was one of the primary ways that the deep state would try to import voters to mess with elections. Well, that's been cut off. And, you know, President Trump is, he's taken safety measures to protect our elections. I reported on this about a month or so ago, where Q highlighted how our intelligence agency, I believe it was the NSA, they're now monitoring the elections, monitoring how things are being done. This was an executive order written by, I think it was Grinnell who reported on this. But anyway, they are in control. The Patriots are in control and making sure that there's no corruption coming into our elections. So their only hope is to try to cheat through mail-in voting. That's their only hope of trying to mess with the numbers on election day. So I think that's their main goal and agenda at this point. And of course, they want to try to bring as much fear into the nation as possible to stop the upcoming arrests that should be happening very, very soon when Durham finally finishes his investigation, which I think we're getting oh so close, especially with Ghislaine Maxwell's arrest being publicized. Donald Trump Jr. tweeted this out. It's strange that this got virtually zero coverage in the mainstream media. It seems like our journalists, like Beijing Biden, are on communist China's payroll. And this is from the Washington Examiner that reported the WHO admits China never reported the existence of a coronavirus outbreak, despite public reporting to the contrary. Yeah, why is that not being reported? We know that China, and again, this is not directed toward the people of China, but we know that China, by and large, is controlled by the deep state through the Communist Party. And so, yeah, people like Biden, people like our journalists, our mainstream media, they're lapdogs for China. And that's why they're not covering this very, very important story, that they never even reported the existence of this outbreak, never even talked about it until it was too late. All right, if you like what I'm doing, if you appreciate what I'm doing, if you think I'm working hard and I deserve to be paid, this is my full-time career, which I love. I love, love, love doing what I do. So if you want to help me out, the easiest way to do so is through my PayPal. That is a link right below this video. That's the easiest way to send a donation. I also have a Patreon. That's a link below the video as well. The way that works is you click on it, you can pledge any monthly amount you'd like, and then that amount is taken out of your bank account at the beginning of each month. If you're old school and you don't want to use the internet to send a donation, that's fine. I also have a P.O. box that's also located below the video, and you can send me a donation through good old-fashioned snail mail. I deeply, deeply appreciate all of those who are supporting me financially and allowing me to continue to do this full-time. If you have a prayer request and you want our prayer team to pray for you, we will be happy to do so. Just make sure you email me. My email is also in the description box below the video. You do have to unfold the description box and scroll down through the links. You'll eventually find my email address. Shoot me your prayer request. I'll get it to our prayer team, and we will be faithful to pray for you. All right, guys, I will have some more news later today on this Monday. In the meantime, have a wonderful Monday. Shalom, shalom.